I was a very curious kid. Since I remember, I love to open up things and look at inside and try to understand how things work and why, which was a lot of fun for me as a kid, but you can imagine, I mean, for my parents, it was not that much fun because I was also breaking up a lot of stuff. So when I was 12, I fell in love with music. I started with a classical guitar, which became electric guitar and electric bass. And then I find myself studying contrabass, you know, the big violin, the double bass. So because of my curiosity, I went to visit a luthier, a violin maker, an old man in a small town in south of Italy, really close to my own town in Puglia. So I came into the workshop and I was, wow. I mean, for me it was just fantastic. All these tools and the smell of varnish. And can you imagine, from a raw piece of wood, you can carve out one of the most beautiful voices ever, which is the violin. So because of my curiosity again, I couldn't resist. I asked him, well, do you have a book about violin making? And then he looked at me, really serious. He said, I cannot give you charity. I spent so much money to learn how to build violins. So if you want to become a luthier, you should go to Cremona, the city of the violin, where the violin was born. The school is Antonio Stradivari. And when you get your master's degrees, then you can say that you are a maestro. Well, I couldn't sleep that night. And the short story is that I applied for the school, and in 2000 I got my master's degrees. So that's how I became a luthier. But now the question is, who is a luthier? So a luthier is not the old man in the workshop carving wood to build old instrument. His real goal is to use his knowledge to converge tradition with the newest technology ever to give to the user the best user experience as possible. I like to think about Stradivari not like a great luthier, but one of the coolest music tech entrepreneur of the history. So during my path as luthier, I moved from violin. I've been working a lot with guitars and then smart guitar as connected musical instrument. But tonight, I want to tell you a story. The story of the most played and sold instrument ever, which is the guitar. So this is a lute, the godfather of the guitar. And as you can see in the picture, musicians were playing music for an audience of 20, 30 people. So now, to give you a taste of the feeling, what was about the music back then and the connection between the audience and the musician, I would like to invite Valerio on stage. Welcome, Valerio. Wow. Thank you. That was so beautiful. That was actually Ferdinando Carulli with Andante in A major. Okay, we had the classical guitar, which was great. But then Any one of you recognize this guy? Okay, how is he? Okay, great. So this is Jimi Hendrix playing an electric guitar in front of 400,000 people, at least, at Woodstock in '69. So why, Valerio, you don't give us a taste of the sound of the electric guitar back in the '60s? Great. And I mean, you might have recognized that. That was actually the Swedish anthem, because we are in Stockholm, in such a cool Hendrix style performance. Okay, but now we have the classical guitar, and then we have the electric guitar. Why? Why people were not happy just with the classical music? Okay, first, musicians, since ever, they've been looking for new sound, a new way of expression, because that's how they engage people. But also, they needed to get louder and louder and louder. We went from 30 people in the room to 400,000 people. That was, amazing. Now the question is, how they do it today? I mean, we are living in a connected, a smart world, where everything is connected. But when it comes to musicians, you know, they are actually using this, which is the same cable that they were using in the 50s. So I think there is a need for a revolution, similar to the one that has happened in the mobile industry, for example, when iPhone, Android, and the App Store came to the world. So that's why, together with my co-founder, we developed a smart guitar. What is a smart guitar? I mean, we really put a lot of effort to keep the integrity of the instrument, because that's what the musician wants. And then we use the technology to add other layers with the new sounds and new kind of sensors for increase the expressivity. And then, of course, it's natively connected. So we are connected to internet straight away. I will leave the stage to Valerio for the last performance. But before I go there, okay, there are so many incredible things happening within music and technology today. People are trying to build a new music content using virtual reality, augmented reality, Internet of Things, wow, connected devices, interaction, how we can get you, the audience, more engaged in the live performance. Well, everything is happening there, because on stage, we are still stuck with this. I strongly believe that a smart musical instrument will be the key for the next revolution in the whole music industry, where musicians can connect to each other, interact with their audience for a completely new music experience. Now, before I leave the stage to Valerio, I want to ask you 3 questions. Do you believe in 10 years from now, people will still love listening to music? Okay. Do you believe in 10 years from now, musicians, they will still love creating music? Okay. Do you believe in 10 years from now, musicians, they will still play the current musical instrument, or there will be also a completely new generation of musical instrument? I leave this up to you. You don't need to answer me now. And I just want to say huge thank you for tonight to all of you, and welcome, Valerio.